All right, for Monster Movie Every Day for October 2022, for October 16th, we have Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. Did I say 42? It's 1943. All right, I'm just going to tell you some parts I liked and some parts that stood out to me, and then I'll tell you my overall thoughts. So I actually really liked the opening, especially this long tracking crane shot that happens here. Can't let it go for too long because they'll get me. But I think that this ended up being my favorite shot in the movie at the very beginning. So it starts out after the events of the Wolfman, and these guys are basically trying to grave rob him, and they wake him up, and it is really cool and really scary. I actually thought Lon Chaney in this movie was really awesome. He did a good job of being the Wolfman, kind of bewildered and confused at being like re-woken up after 4 years. There's a really cool shot where the moonlight is coming through the window and it's slowly creeping across the floor, and it ends up making its way up into his bed. I better pause it. Anyway, that's an incredible shot where it's creeping across the floor. And then he's going to have a really awesome transition, of course. Okay, so I think he looks even more Wolfman-y than he ever has before. But this attack that he's about to do, I think, is one of the most violent things that's been in any monster movie so far. So I think they're finally starting to show more violence. Check it out. Look at this. He grabs him and just like starts throttling him and biting him. And normally it would cut away right here, or the camera would pan it and they just show him keep brutalizing him. But then you see it kind of cut to shadow. I actually really enjoyed the plot of this one. I enjoyed how Wolfman is trying to find that gypsy lady so that he can get cured, and then she ends up saying that if they can go to Frankenstein, then he can cure them. So that's why they need to meet, and so thus the crossover is born. And of course, the townsfolk of the Frankenstein town cannot have people looking for the Frankensteins or monsters or anything, so my notes on this part is mobbers be mobbing. All right, and here's where I kind of start to get confused. Here's our first shot of Bela Lugosi as the monster, but last time we saw him, he was getting crunched in a building in The Ghost of Frankenstein, and now he's in a castle again, and he's like frozen in ice. I don't know what the continuity of this series is doing here. I mean, I really like the crossover, but I don't know. He had his brain switched out in the last one, so he was Igor's brain. So I really don't know what's going on with the scenery and with the setting, and I don't know. It's fun, but I'm trying to follow it, and it's not working. Maybe I'm too tired. All right, I have three quotes that I really like from this movie. So the first one is when the town inspector guy is trying to tell the rioting people that they should just be friends with the monster this time around and use their brains. And then the guy goes, "Whose brains? Yours? I'd rather rely on my fists." I was like, nice quote. And then another quote is when the Madame Zeroni lady, they're asking about the Wolfman. They say he's insane, and she goes, "Insane? He's not insane. He simply wants to die." And it's like, he's actually pretty bummed out in this movie, and he does not want to live in this one. For a minute there, when he sees the lady, it seems like he thinks she's so attractive he wants to live, but ultimately it looks like he wants to die pretty bad. And then the last quote is pretty ridiculous. You've got this doctor who's been assisting the Wolfman the whole time, and then he starts working on the monster, and then it comes right down to it, and he says, "I can't do it. I can't destroy Frankenstein's creation. I've got to see it at full power." And it's just like, oh my gosh, you are like a little kid. It's like, I got to see the full power. I can't destroy it. It's like me and my friend rewiring big wheels or power wheels when we were little, trying to make them more powerful. All right, then we get some crazy science going on here to try and juice up the monster and give peace to the Wolfman. And then this lady gets shown in her nightgown again. That's like her favorite thing. So some serious science going on. All right, classic monster carrying lady pose. Love it. But then he drops her on the floor on her face. Watch this. Right here. Oh. Alright, spoilers if you didn't already figure that out. So these guys are buds. And then they get super juiced up. And then the monster goes after the girl. And then the Wolfman's like goes to defend the girl. And then the town guy blows up the dam. And then water washes it all away. And at this point, I don't view it as an ending or a death. I view it as a pause on the character. All right, so overall, Lon Chaney did a super good job as Wolfman. I thought his performance was extremely compelling. Bela Lugosi, probably my least favorite monster so far, but he did fine. And then as far as the actual Blu-ray goes, the picture was okay. The sound was okay. Nothing crazy on either end. The one thing on the sound is once the mob and riots and noise got going too crazy, then the sound started sounding a little bit muddled. Okay, as far as this movie stacks up against the other monster movies, I would say it's in the middle of the road, but like upper middle. So it's not in the top tier and it's not a total bottom tier. It's kind of upper middle, and the ending kind of kills it a little bit because it's just the classic wrap up in 5 minutes, everything gets destroyed kind of an ending. But the Wolfman story of his journey trying to get cured or define death is really compelling and awesome. So yeah, this is one of the better middle tier ones. All right, this has been your Monster Movie A Day for October 16th of 2022. So for October 17th, it is The Phantom of the Opera from 1943, which I've also never seen. So I'm excited to watch that one. So let me know what you think, and if you're watching these movies or these reviews, and if you want to see more of these, then subscribe for more. Thanks, bye.